In the previous video, we have completed up to activated sludge process. That is one of the biological treatment, and in that also biological aerobic treatment. In this video, we are going to start about trickling filters. Okay, so it is literally very easy topic. So let's start quickly. So trickling filters, trickling filters. These trickling filters are also called as percolating filters, percolating filters, or sprinkling filters, sprinkling filters. Okay, so before starting to write it down, what are the important concepts? Let's quickly see what exactly happens in the trickling filter. So as the name suggests, it is a filter. Okay, so just try to remember what we have seen in filtration. In filtration, there was filter media through which the water was passing. Okay, and during this process, there was the purification of water. In this way, or we can say in the similar way, there is the treatment or the purification of sewage in this trickling filter. So the main component in sewage in the trickling filter is the filter media. So let's draw the filter media here. So the filter media may be made up of broken aggregates, broken bricks, or coarse aggregates. Okay, we cannot use very fine material in this filter media, because if the material is very fine, then it may lead to choking of filter. So this is called as filter media. Now whatever the sewage is there, that sewage comes inside from this, that we will call it as Q in. So all the discharge from primary clarifier, it comes in this trickling filter through this inlet pipe. Then slowly it enters and it is raised above the filter media, and above the filter media there is an arrangement. So let me draw it quickly. Okay, so the above part which I have drawn, it is called as a rotary distributor arm, or we can say a rotating distributing arm, a rotating distribution arm. So it is capable of rotating. Okay, whatever the sewage is entering, that sewage enters in this rotating distributing arm, and there are here some nozzles which are attached here, or we can say some nodules are provided here. So let's write it down. These things, these are called as nozzles. Okay, so from these nozzles the sewage is sprinkled on this filter media. So there is a sprinkling of sewage on this filter media from these nozzles. So you can just imagine now, the sewage comes in this rotating distribution arm, and from that there are certain nozzles. Through these nozzles the sewage is then, it is then sprinkled on the filter media. So as you can see, as it is getting sprinkled, hence it is called as sprinkling filter. Okay, or trickling filter. Now after the sprinkling, what happens? Slowly the sewage, it passes through this filter media. Slowly the sewage, it passes through the filter media. So this is the overall working of the trickling filter. Now exactly what mechanism happens inside the filter media, that we will see. But before seeing that, let us just quickly revise the basic concept which is used in biological treatment. So what is that basic concept? The basic concept is that whatever the organic matter is there, or we can say complex organic matter. So when this is reacting with microorganism, or we can say it is coming in contact with microorganism, it is getting converted into simple and stable end products. Simple and stable end products. Okay, so these microorganisms, we can just say that they eat this organic matter. So this is their food, and when this is in presence of oxygen, when this process happens in presence of oxygen, then this process is called as aerobic reaction. Aerobic reaction. So the same process is happening here. Now we will see one by one. For that, we'll just quickly see what is this that I have drawn. Okay, so this represents surface of a filter media. Surface of filter media. Surface of filter media. So we have seen that the sewage is sprinkled on this filter media, and then sewage passes through this, we can say passes through this filter media. When the sewage is passing through the filter media, I'm just drawing it here. So you can see this sewage is passing near this filter media. So this I will give the time as time t is equal to 0. Time t is equal to 0. So at the initial phase, so whatever the small organisms are there, or whatever the microorganisms are present, these microorganisms get start attaching to this filter media. So this is the initial stage. This is the wastewater. Okay, so wastewater is passing. Now after some time, what happens? The same wastewater is flowing. Now this wastewater, as we know, this wastewater consists of organic matter. Okay, it consists of organic matter. Now whatever the microorganisms are stick to the surface, so what they does, they takes the complex organic matter and they starts metabolizing it. That means they eat the organic matter and they reproduce, and hence their size increases. So slowly what happens, the water is purified, and this layer gets on increasing as the time increases. So let's say after 1 hour, or time t is equal to 1, after certain hour, the thickness of this film has increased. Okay, now this film which is produced here, this is called as a biofilm. Okay, biofilm. Sometimes it is also called as slime layer. Slime layer. Now again, as the water keeps on passing, so what will happen, the thickness will keep on rising. So this thickness will keep on rising. Why it is rising? Because these microorganisms are getting the food from the wastewater, they are eating it and then reproducing, and that's why this is increasing a lot. So you can see the thickness is increasing now. Initially it was 1 thick, then 2 thick, now it is 3 thick. Now after this, what happens, after a particular thickness is achieved, so let's draw it for the fourth case and then we'll discuss. So after certain time, what happens, this layer starts getting off, or we can say it leaves this surface and then it starts falling down. So this is the original layer. Now due to its heavy weight, okay, so it gets detached from the, this biofilm gets detached, biofilm gets detached from filter media. Okay, and this process, very important word, this is asked many times, this process is called as sloughing. Okay, so now after this, what will happen, after this again it will start from 0, that is a new layer will start forming on the surface, and again this layer will keep on increasing, and after particular thickness this will again fall off. Okay, so this entire layer which you are seeing here, so this gets collected and then it is settled in the secondary sedimentation tank. So we'll just write it down here. It gets detached from the filter media and settles in secondary secondary clarifier. Secondary clarifier. So the initial time was t is equal to 0, then 2, then 3, and then this is 4. So as the time increases, you see the biofilm thickness keeps on increasing, and after particular thickness it gets detached from the filter media, and then it is settled in the secondary clarifier. So this is the overall process. Now if you want to go a little detail in this, that what exactly happens in this formation of slime layer, I will just quickly draw it here. You pay attention. So this is the filter media. Filter media. Okay. So the wastewater is coming from here, from top. So there is a layer which is formed in the initial portion, and that initial portion layer we are drawing it here. Okay. So at time t is equal to 0, the microorganisms are stick to this filter media. Slowly as the sewage, or we can say the wastewater, is flowing, then what happens? Whatever the organic matter is present, in wastewater, it is taken by the microorganisms, and their thickness keeps on increasing. Now you just see here, after particular level of thickness, what happens is that this thickness keeps on increasing. Okay. But if you look carefully now, this outside portion, this outside portion is in contact with oxygen. That means it is under aerobic condition, and the inside portion is under anaerobic condition. Okay. So what happens is that after particular amount of time, this inside portion, that is anaerobic portion, does not get the oxygen supply, hence endogenous respiration starts. Okay. Endogenous respiration starts, that is this microorganism starts eating their own cells, and hence they die. Due to this effect, this layer is detached, and that is what we call it as sloughing. Okay. So these are all the theory concepts from the trickling filters. In the next video, we'll see the design parameters and we'll write down all the theory part. Okay. So that's it with the trickling filters.